hello. How's it going, people? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Hope everyone has had a good day. Genuinely hope everyone has had a good day because second day in a row we get some awful news. Let's just put it that way. It's genuinely awful news to say the least. Yesterday it was some sad news. Today we are getting some very distasteful, disgraceful, embarrassing news and very pathetic news. And yeah, I don't even know what to say, what to do, to be honest, because kind of wasn't even prepared for this. I'm not gonna lie, but we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about Tomiyasu leaving. We're gonna talk about the links about Madueke that still persist and still are going live. And of course, we're gonna talk about Madueke, stuff like that. We're going to talk about Rodrygo. Arsenal fans are a bit of a meltdown. Arsenal fans are in disgrace. Arsenal fans are in awe. And to be honest, it's very understandable. To be honest, I'm in the same boat because, what can you do? It feels like we are in some parallel universe where all of a sudden everything has gone damn wrong. And ironically enough, everything has mostly happens under Mikel Arteta, which is even more embarrassing. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, we're going to talk about that, so do me a favor, smash the like button, subscribe if you're new around here. We have reached 666 subscribers. We are on that evil number, so let's get it away from it. Let's go over it and just never look back. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, what we're going to kick things off, obviously, is nothing exciting, nothing nice, nothing even what we want to see. I'm not gonna lie. So first things first, big up Mubarak, big up everyone. So thanks, Tommy. Have you been pivotal player while injury being major problem? That side of Tommy. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Tomiyasu after Thomas Partey. Obviously, we just have to. Thanks, Tommy. You have been player. Else, yeah, big up to Tommy. Big up, Hendon. Good evening. Be careful what you say about Partey's case of being charged but innocent till person guilty and court of law. Let's do. Yeah, of course. Of course, ultimately, you're guilty until proven innocent. That's how world works. There are multiple sides of the story, no matter how you want to look at it, whether you want to look at it and everything. Thomas Partey, I'm not gonna lie, it's very distasteful to say the least. And even to see the messages that have been leaked on Twitter, whether they are true or not, to be honest, I don't know. Genuinely, I don't know, but if they are true, oh my goodness gracious, to say the least. Don't know what's going to happen, don't know where it's going to go, but mostly in this regard, of course, Partey, yeah, of course, it is what it's like. I don't even know. Remember what happened to Mendy, Van Persie, Ronaldo, even Human-Son, and to be honest, it happens, if you watch even NBA, to high-caliber profile sportsmen, it happens a lot, actually, from what I have seen, from what I have read. And the worst part kind of is that it happens so often that these days it gets a big publicity. And no matter how you look at it, whether the person afterwards is guilty or not, it leaves a very dark imprint on him, no matter how you look at it. Because it genuinely will be like a black spot on a white shirt. No matter how you look at it, no matter on who you're looking at, you always gonna see it. And that is the big thing. You're always gonna be seen in that limelight. You're always gonna be seen in that shadow, which is very painful in terms of when people get accused falsely. Let's be real, but when it's true, it's like that is different story. That genuinely is different story. So many Arsenal content creators defaming Partey and blaming the club. The bloke was only charged today after 3-year investigation. Now let's see what happens in trial. Yeah, obviously it takes time to build up a trial, to build up the case files and everything. It takes time. Obviously, at the same time, the fact that I don't even know, Arsenal played him, obviously that's a bit different story, because I don't know how rules work in this regard, but from what I have read, that also as long as they're accusations, people can play. Once they get charged, they instantly get taken off the team and everything. So I don't want to basically dig myself in a hole because I don't know how the system works, especially in the UK, how the laws work and everything. One thing though I find very, very weird in this regard is this. Because according to The Athletic, Arsenal have been aware of the police investigations into Thomas Partey throughout, since 21-22. A lawyer, Dino Nokivelli, The player should have been suspended while his club and the FA investigated the allegations. They see that's what lawyers say. Obviously, Man City did that to Benjamin Mendy. Afterwards, Benjamin Mendy, after the lawsuit, sued Man City, and he won. So I don't know. It's kind of a double-edged sword in that regard. It was, but I don't know. It puts the club also in a bit of a bad limelight, especially given the situations and everything. I cannot even say limelight. It casts a dark shadow over the club. Let's just put it that way, because the way Arteta dealt with Aubameyang, the way Arteta dealt with Özil, the way he has dealt with these situations, and now how they're dealing with this, it's very confusing. It's very painful, and it's very, very insane. Obviously, the first reaction, no matter how you look at it, it's disgrace. It's disgraceful and everything, right? If you take everything on face value, also when people just read the headlines, they don't read the articles in general, people are going to just go with that. So you kind of have to take everything with a pinch of salt, no matter how you look at it. But yeah, it's ultimately guilty until proven innocent. That's how it's going to be right now. And I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Obviously, as a guy, it feels very moral of what I am reading regarding Thomas Partey. Looking at the fact that I have a girlfriend, obviously, I have kids, I have a daughter and everything. It really, really ruffles me the wrong way regarding the situation that has developed. I'm not gonna lie. Because if that would be the case, if something like that happened to my kid, that genuinely would I don't know what I would do. Genuinely, I don't know what I would do, to say the least. So it's very, very, very. There's a very fine line. Let's just put it that way. Very, very, very fine line. At the same time, I've seen these situations happen countless times, and maybe 1 out of 1,000 proves to be true. Maybe like from what I read, I don't know if it's true or not. Only not even 2.6% of the cases that get basically brought up to court regarding situations like these actually are true. 2.6%, which is genuinely a very small number. That just shows how many people are money hungry, how many things they are ready to basically do, and onto what lengths they are ready to go basically to maybe get some money, to do everything just for their own sake of good, because it is what it is in that regard. People are who they are. There are despicable human beings on this earth, no matter how you look at it, right? It's obviously a person's choice to do it or not, so you can only blame that person themselves. So it's a very touchy subject, which I don't want to get too much into, because I don't want to make my judgments until there is final verdict, right? Thomas Partey is going to face the court on August 3rd or August 5th or something like that. I think it's August 5th, right? The biggest issue for me is Arsenal, the fact that they actually knew that everything is going on, and the way it has basically unfolded, it's very suspect. Let's just put it that way. Because Partey goes, instantly these news come out. Partey doesn't play in Spain, because doesn't go to Spain to play certain games because of potential situations. Let's just put it that way. And it's a weird one. It genuinely is a weird one. So until we hear the final verdict, I genuinely don't want to give my opinion. It's the same as, for example, Man City's 115 charges. Like, I know the charges, I have read everything, I know everything like, at least from reports, what they're saying. But until the final verdict is, I'm not gonna give my judgment, right? It would be very easy for me just sit here and just cuss every single person out, starting with Partey, continuing with Kroenkes, Garlic, Lewis, all the hierarchy, Mikel Arteta, to some extent even the players. It would be very easy for me personally, right? But ultimately, I'm not that type of a person. Until I get facts and everything, I'm not gonna say my opinion on this. And then I will mention it when it's basically judged, when the final verdict has been announced. But for now, I'm just gonna be myself. I'm not gonna I'm gonna pay attention to it behind closed doors. But overall, it's just, yeah, it's the same thing. To be honest, let's see, the lawyer says Partey should have been suspended, right? Why the allegations get investigated. Man City did that instantly with Mendy, right? We all saw how Mendy's situation went, and Mendy instantly afterwards sued Man City, and he won the case. If my memory doesn't deceive me. So Arsenal kind of didn't want maybe put themselves in that situation. Obviously, the fact that Arsenal were aware of these instances, not sure whether they did something regarding that or not. I don't know. Obviously, Arsenal have ability to get the best lawyers there is imaginable, same as every billion-dollar company. Let's be real. No matter how you look at it, right? So it is a bit of a one. It is a bit of a one. Obviously, I'm very pissed off regarding the news. I'm very pissed off regarding the situation, how everything has gone, everything that has been said, everything that has been done. Yes, I'm pissed off. I'm angry and everything. At the same time, until basically we know what really happened, I'm not gonna go into it. Because overall, yes, on face value, it is distasteful, it is pathetic, it is embarrassing, starting from Partey to the club to hierarchy, everyone. But whether it's true or not, go figure. Genuinely go figure. Because it all could be fabricated, it all could be real. And as I said, until I have actual facts, I'm not gonna get into it. I'm genuinely not gonna get into it. Only good thing I'm gonna say this. It's good that Thomas Partey right now is not an Arsenal player. Because then, if Thomas Partey was an Arsenal player and stuff like this happened, I would have genuinely blown up. Not like that. YouTube, don't shut me down and everything, right? But ultimately, like that, it is what it is. In this instance, just have to deal with it. We Arsenal fans genuinely will suffer because of this. Because every single football fan, every single person in the world who's going to see this is going to judge us, is going to judge the club, is going to judge Thomas Partey, the players, the people surrounding the club, including the fan base. Let's be real. And yeah, to be honest, the one thing that I really don't understand is the contradiction regarding how Arsenal handles situations. The way they handled Mesut Ozil situation, the way they handled Aubameyang situation, the way they handled Mohamed El-Neni's situation, and now how they have handled Thomas Partey's situation, because there were very positive talks regarding his contract extension, and then just one day it did a 180 and it just was done, right? That is a bit weird, obviously. How quickly we signed Norgard, that also is a bit weird. And if you look at in the pattern how this has developed, let's just say in the last month or so, it is weird. Let's just put it that way. It's not that straightforward, right? It's very straightforward on the face value. How it really is, obviously, never gonna know. Big up Hyper Protagonist, hope you're doing well. Big up Valeria, hope you're doing well as well. Wishing everyone a wonderful weekend. Smash the likes as usual. Yeah, big up people, smash the likes, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend as well. Big up Most Wanted, hope you're doing well. Yeah, I changed the name. I rebranded, I'm not gonna lie. So in that regard, yeah, definitely. For me, it kind of made a bit of more sense. Many people also like it, which is quite nice. I'm not gonna lie. I was a bit worried, obviously, regarding the situation. But we'll see. We genuinely will see how this goes. I'm looking at it from the victim's perspective. Partey is found guilty. He has to be punished and deal with the consequence of his actions. If the club knew and covered it up, it's our disgrace. Exactly. If he's found guilty. If he got it's from the other point of view, right? If he's being accused falsely, then again, those people who did that are going to get judged, no matter how you look at it, right? Well, big up, coach. Big up. Yeah, with the name change and everything. He should have been suspended. Lawyer says everything. That's it. Have all evidence I need. The club keep guys from dropping. Because he's African, these girls be chasing the money too. Let's wait. Exactly. Let's wait for the court. Let's wait what genuinely what the final ruling is at the end of the day. Big up people. Smash the likes. Big up at Getty. How Newcastle United should same message every day. Same message every day. The irony is that the CPS refused to prosecute more serious cases, which are more of a slam. Yeah, because let's be real, the higher profile in terms of money the case is, right? The more money they get, the more money gets passed around and everything, right? It's all about the money at the end of the day to some extent, no matter how you look at it. Why would Arsenal play him if they knew he was guilty? People are stupid. They think Arsenal didn't do their due diligence. Yeah, to be honest, that is also the case. If Arsenal knew something was genuinely gone wrong and it's all shit's going to hit the fan, they just would have terminate the contract and he was left on his own. Let's be real, to some extent, if we are looking from that point of view. But if Arsenal actually, they have arguably some of the best lawyers you can get, they look deeper in the case. They saw that nothing at the moment is dangerous or threatening to Thomas, to the club, to the brand, and everything. Yeah, in that regard, spot on. Big up BBK. Hope you're doing well today, my guy. Hope you're doing well. Like and subscribe to BBK Sports as well. Whenever he does streams, he covers NBA, he covers Arsenal. He's an Arsenal fan as well, of course. And tomorrow there should be a live stream between us two on his channel. There should be. Still don't know the time, but we're gonna figure that one out. Big up Beggy. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. The legends in the chat, you already know. Best regards to all of you. Big up, people. The world has so much sharp edges. Yeah, it's like, it's insane, to be honest. You never know. Also, in light of Mendy suing when City, he was accused, Arsenal could not do anything to fear of being sued. It would be the same. I could see the same thing happening, vice versa. And given the fact that obviously Mendy won, he inarguably slam dunk type of situation to some extent. Obviously, Thomas Partey would have very strong arguments for the same case. That would be also the proof and evidence to some extent in terms of those, and he would have won as well. Man, the only suit is because I'm playing. Yeah. Big up 4th of July, everyone who's from USA as well. Happy Independence Day. Big up, Gavin. Hope you're doing well today. Hope you're feeling well. The thing is Arsenal didn't pull his banana out. He held him his moves he made at the time. Why are you blaming the club for what one players did? Like it, no matter how you look at it, it's gonna it's gonna cast a shadow to anyone. Because if I work at a company and I do something that damages the company's image, the whole company gets marked because of me. It's gonna work like that, no matter how you look at it. Hopefully, this is a lesson to footballers not to get into such situations. To be honest, it's never going to stop. Let's be real. It's never going to stop to some extent because it happens all the time. It happens daily, to be honest. It genuinely happens daily. So, to some extent, let's be real. So, you just never know when something like that is going to pop up. Big up AFC always. Hope you're doing well. Arteta exiled Aubameyang for coming a few hours late after visiting his mom. Yeah, exactly. Playing for the kids. That is the big thing. The way Arsenal handles certain situations genuinely is very confusing. Some cases are more, obviously more delicate than the others, but some ones that are a bit more straightforward, Arsenal actually tend to sometimes take more seriously than the ones that are, well, basically more vague. Let's just put it that way. Big up LatvianGooner. Hope you're doing well. It's controversy to say. Oh, I've seen a lot. To be honest, I've seen a lot. It doesn't, maybe it's publicized as much, but for example, in NBA, I've seen quite a few cases in that regard. It happened even to Porzingis. Let's be real. Like, if you watch NBA, BBK probably knows, but it happens to Porzingis as well. Like, it happens. It just happens that it's just the outrage that basically happens, right? To some people, it's a bit bigger. To some people, it's a bit less. It just depends on the situation and the severity of the accusations. Let's just put it that way. Nobody would say this if that happened. Yeah, that is also, yeah, like if it happened to my kid, like genuinely, nobody would do anything. Like I would do something, but in terms of as publicly, it wouldn't happen. Like, let's be real, it wouldn't have happened. Arsenal handled it perfectly. Innocent until proven guilty. No trials, no warrants, etc. Contractually, Partey had to play. Yeah, exactly. He had to play. I 100% Arsenal lawyers and everything looked into it. They saw that it is genuinely nothing at the moment that would damage their name. So carry on until this actually until it hit the fan, obviously. Yeah, obviously there's no smoke without fire. Obviously there's no smoke without fire. 100%. Just the question is, how big is the fire? That is also a big thing. Money attracts money. Yeah, exactly. Money is a very good servant to you, but it's the worst master you can have. If you allow money to become master in your life and control you, you genuinely are done for. If you actually use money as a servant and you control it, you have self-control and everything, you have no problems. When money overtakes you and it starts controlling you, then you are in a big trouble. Big up Harry. I send my condolences to Yogo, Jota family, Liverpool. Yeah, the things that happened yesterday. Yeah, that genuinely struck a different chord to me as well. 100%. Like, it definitely struck a different type of chord. Sadly, in a court lot, like, yeah, that is the case. Sadly, at many events, these footballers attend, etc. Then these only, yeah, it is like that. It is like that. And the nuts part is, to some extent, many, not most, but many times, it's actually the footballers or whatever the sport they play, right, that are in relationship, whether they're married, engaged, or have a girlfriend. Many times, well, most of the times, they are those type of people. It's not the single ones. It's mostly those who are already in a somewhat steady relationship. That is the most insane part, which I genuinely don't get. Why would you actually subject yourself to any of that? Was accused of rape in Las Vegas by women he never met. Exactly. She just want a payout. Yeah, exactly. And to be honest, if for example the person in question is actually found innocent, then they have a reason to countersue. And then that person is in 10 times more trouble for malicious practice or whatever that counts. Yes, white players too, Adam John. Yeah, it's everyone. Genuinely everyone. Don't let it distract us from the fact that it's less than 3 weeks from preseason. Facts. Genuinely it's 15 days as of now, as we fly to Singapore, right? And the actual preseason training starts in about a few days. And the only signing is a backup goalkeeper from Chelsea. Yeah, exactly. That is also the big question. That is also a big thing. Thoughts on Tomiyasu? We're gonna get to the into Tomiyasu. That sounds mad. We're gonna get to Tomiyasu in a split second. That was the next thing I was about to talk. Basically, after Thomas Partey, that was the second thing I was about to talk. We're gonna get to it in a second. I just want to get through the chat. The fact that CPS has taken 3 years to bring these charges to the case is, it's basically one of two things. Either over the years they actually have gathered enough information that it's game over, or it's very, I wouldn't say contradicting, but it's very substantial evidence to some level. It's one or the other. There's no in between at this point of view. At this moment, at least from my point of view, it's either concrete or it's very like up in the air and nobody knows what's actually going on. Andreas just all right, good. I'm not celebrating that in general. I wouldn't celebrate person losing their job. Let's just put it that way. To be honest, it was his initiative apparently, so who knows? Genuinely, who knows? But I would not celebrate it like it's the best thing since sliced bread. Let's just put it that way. Anyways, Tomiyasu, on mutual agreement apparently, but there are some rumors that Tomiyasu actually reached out to Arsenal, which just shows what kind of guy he is. Arsenal have cut ties. Contract is terminated. He got the payoff with Takehiro Tomiyasu. There are no good times. Stop acting like a 6-year-old. Why would you celebrate person losing his job, his income, and his abilities? Why would you celebrate that due to his some insufficiencies, for example, that he cannot stay fit, he gets fired and he loses his job? Obviously, in perspective, right, he gets millions and that shouldn't be the problem. But if you look from general standpoint of view, if, for example, my arm was broken and I couldn't do my job and I got fired, I wouldn't celebrate that. Nobody would celebrate that. I have bills to pay. I have things to take care of. Nobody would celebrate. I have family, kids, everything. Like, that is nothing to celebrate. Obviously, from Arsenal's point of view, getting rid of an injury-prone player who in the last year and a half pretty much has played 6 minutes, yes, that is a good thing because that opens up a space for a new signing, which arguably and hopefully would stay injury free, and of course would actually help Arsenal move forwards. Will be available more often, and there would be accountability, and the second best ability, availability. From that point of view, yes. In those terms, yes. But there is nothing too much to celebrate for player whose career has been ruined by injuries and that he's gone. That in that regard, there's definitely nothing to celebrate. In that regard. Yeah, it feels like Tomiyasu's football career is over. There were some random rumors. I don't know how true they are or not. During, when was it? February, March, that Tomiyasu actually potentially is considering retiring given his knee troubles. It's similarly like Kingsley Coman when he said that if he has to get in his career another ankle surgery, he's also going to retire, which is sad to see. It's genuinely sad to see because footballers' career already is very short in retrospect in overall things. Let's be real. It is very, very short. You would say 15 years a lot, for example, right? From 18 to, for example, to 33. But it's actually not that much. Let's be real. You get paid good. Yes, you do, especially if you are one of the best players or you are a top player and everything, right? Or you're an Arsenal player in this regard. Hey, haha. But overall, yeah, it's nothing too much exciting. But it looks like Tomiyasu's career could be over. Now, the question is what's going to happen with Jesus in the same instance? That is also a big, big question because his injuries also is nothing good. Genuinely nothing good. Having multiple surgeries, same knees and everything. It's another issue. I'm not going to lie. But overall, yeah. In these terms that Arsenal have cut ties with and terminated the contract on mutual consent, whatever, with Tomiyasu, it is good. And to be honest, Tomiyasu actually was a very, very good player. When he was injury-free, when he was fit and available, and he was in the groove, let's just put it that way, on top of his game, he was fantastic. Let's be real, he was very good. He played right back, left back, and he was very good there. And to add on top of that, let's be real, there was a time when Tomiyasu replaced Ben White. Ben White had an injury. And it was for a month and a half. Tomiyasu was playing so good that I genuinely forgot we even have Ben White in our team. That's how good he was. Plus, one of my highlights from Tomiyasu's time is the fact that he played at the Emirates as a left back against Mohamed Salah and totally shut him down. Salah couldn't get past him. They tried over the top low balls. They couldn't get to him and everything. Tomiyasu was fantastic in that regard. Unfortunately, the injuries have absolutely annihilated him. That is the sad thing. Genuinely the sad thing. Our new 60 million for the Elanga, that's actually, I'm not gonna lie, that's not that cheap if you ask me. That's genuinely not cheap and that's not good. Let's just put it that way. But the premium is the premium. Season hype and everything. Big up Everest. Hope you're doing well. Like and subscribe, people. Listen to Everest. Like the stream. Subscribe if you're new. And go subscribe to Everest as well. Go subscribe to Everest. Liverpool fan and everything. Hope you're feeling better today after everything that happened yesterday as well. Hope you're feeling better. Tomiyasu is a great player, but he can't. Yeah, exactly. That is the big thing. Tomiyasu is a very good player. The thing is that injuries actually have done him. Is the account above mine a bot? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Getty posts the same message in every single goddamn stream I see. Genuinely. He sometimes doesn't even change the person he adds because he has come into my stream and I've been called LB, the Man City fan, right? I've seen him in Dan Potts' stream and he's being called what Dan Potts got called at the time, DG, I think it was, and something like that. I genuinely don't know. For me, it was right decision to let him go. I just hope that the club are ruthless with other players like Havertz, who has 2 years left next season, Jesus when he's available. Yeah, that is the big thing. There were obviously some vague rumors that Havertz, there are Bundesliga teams who are looking at Havertz next summer when he has 2 years left on his deal. They might go for him. There are some talks about that. Whether they're gonna become reality or not remains to be seen. Let's just put it that way. Obviously, in my hopes, it becomes reality. So far, not so sure. Now, the big question is, if Mikel Arteta is not here next summer, I kind of could put my money on it that he's gone. But whilst Mikel Arteta is here, most likely he's gonna stay as well. I kind of starting to think so as well. Jesus is a weird one as well. He's coming back November, I think it's, or December as well. Last summer, we rejected a 45 million bid from Palmeiras, which really still makes me pissed off to my core. We're never going to get the same amount for him again. Now, the question is, will Arsenal let him go in in January? That is the big question right now. I think Tommy was a good player when he was fit, yeah, which was not very often. Yeah, that is the sad part. When he was fit, he was good. He was like Nacho Monreal when he was fit. 7 out of 10, if not better, every single game without shadow of a doubt. But ultimately, injuries, just unlucky and everything. Yeah. The best one-on-one defender I've seen at Arsenal in a long time was Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu had, he didn't have the most pace, let's be real. He wasn't the fastest defender at Arsenal, but he was a very good defender. He had a big body, which means that he can defend. It was very hard to get past him. He was quick on his feet in terms of very hard to dribble by him. Let's just put it that way. Could put in a tackle. He was ambidextrous. Both feet were equally good. And everything. He is tall, so that also, of course, helps. So he was overall very, very, very good. Big up into the box. Hope you're doing well today. Hope you are doing well today, my guy. And go subscribe to Into the Box as well. Arsenal fan is about to come back to content, so go subscribe, show him some love. Goodbye, not bothered by this news at all. Bye-bye. Bye, coach. Hope you have a great evening. Elanga Isago. Yeah, that looks dangerous. Big up Kwame. Big up Kwame. We definitely didn't need that. Today, we definitely didn't need those news, but hey. Tomiyasu was injury prone, and this was when Bologna offloaded him. Yeah, he was offered to all clubs in Europe, and Arsenal were the only ones to go for him. I think it was because he was a good player. Arsenal obviously hoped he would stay maybe less injured. And on top of that, Arsenal had a chance to dabble in Japanese market. Let's be real. And on top of that, Bologna has done a bit of a mazza as well, to be honest. Bologna has done excellently well in terms of offloading two of their most injury-prone players in recent times to Arsenal, Calafiori and Tomiyasu, which is quite insane and quite a hard thing, I think, to pull off. Because I kind of start to get the feeling that the Arsenal board and the Arsenal medical team don't check for player injuries whatsoever. Because most of the players that come to Arsenal always get injured. Somehow. They can stay injury-free at any other club, come to Arsenal, get injured, or they're injury-prone and they still get signed. For me, that is a big issue. Obviously, last summer when we signed Calafiori as well, there were some talks in the hierarchy and some disagreements with his injury record, according to reports. And hey, Eros would have heard he would have got himself another $1. But yeah, it's weird. I know. Yeah, I get it. You're happy that he's gone, but overall, nothing too much to celebrate in that regard. I'm just going to put it that way. And when Arteta is gone, then you can dance all you want. Jesus is finished, in my opinion. I think so. Arsenal. The issue, that one thing that scares me is the fact that Jesus comes back from injury in December, and Arsenal are going to play him before the window, and he gets injured again. That genuinely scares me to my core, and I'm very scared that if it happens, we are never getting rid of him until his contract runs out. That thing kind of pisses me off still. Joker is down, so we should end the matter by signing him. Yeah, true. 100%. 100%. Jesus, I don't think Jesus is going to happen. Tomiyasu was just okay, if you ask me. Everyone forgot how he then splits twice when defending some of these Prem wingers. You can pick and choose moments, but that doesn't mean the player is awful or good overall. It goes both ways. Do you plan on introducing some intro music before the stream? I could. I genuinely could, but I have to make a video. I have to make a clip. And genuinely, I don't have time for that. Unfortunately, I just don't. So I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Eze is the answer for the left wing. No, he's not. For me, he's not. For me, answer to the left wing is Rodrygo, and answer for the 10 spot is Eze. Bin Odegaard. I meant the Tommy news, not bother. He can go. Yeah. In that regard, yes, he wasn't available, so it was about time. It generally was about time. Remember that Tomiyasu was signed on deadline day by Edu, reactive, not proactive. Yeah, just like Sterling and some other people. To be honest, Partey also was a deadline day signing, wasn't he, with the release clauses and everything? So that actually was somewhat good. Let's not use the ones in the chat channel. We'll move down the. Yeah, that is also the case. That is also the case. If you use any of those words, YouTube instantly just shadows some stuff. Call it the case if you want. Yeah, exactly, and stuff like that. Heinz Baked Beans is our new coach. Another defender, by the way. We have signed another defender, just not for the pitch, for the coaching staff. He's going to be the number 2. Who is this guy and what he's done to Mr. Robo? I don't know who that is. Last time I heard Mr. Robo 19 TV was a top gooner. He was too positive, and basically he's a plastic fan, and he can F off down the lane, from what I know. I need Jesus out. Like, we'll see how that's going to happen. Yeah, Big Up Pepper as well. Long time no see. Besides, of course, Twitter and everything. We could talk about it. We definitely could talk about it, but maybe a bit later. I've been away a couple of weeks. Arsenal were giving me head loss. To be honest, it's not a good time to come back. I'm not going to lie. Have some Heinz Baked Beans. Exactly. But you can nitpick on all Arsenal defenders. Gabriel had one bad season. Saliba has dodgy moments as well in defenders. Yeah, exactly. Like, basically, if everyone was playing perfect, nobody would ever score goals. The mistakes are the reasons why teams concede goals. And ultimately, that is what you need in games, no matter how you look at it. I just put it that way. I just finished making some F1 intros for my own. I'm going to check it out. Yeah, 100%. I'm going to check it out. 100%. I'm not opposed to that idea at all. It can be discussed. I know I feel like walking into on pile of crap. Yeah, basically, that's what it feels like. Big up Eros. I mentioned you literally 2 minutes ago and you show up. Mikel music in the building. Just can't wait to have football back again in life. Yeah, it is a bit stale. It genuinely is a bit stale. No strikers on this July 4th. Yeah, genuinely. By the way, Eros, happy Independence Day. Happy Independence Day. Speaking of independence, odds on. Not sure how reliable these talks are. Genuinely, no idea. But apparently Arsenal have informed that Vieira is not of the plans and everything. Arsenal are asking 30 million, signing his impressive displays at Club World Cup with Porto and in Porto for the season in general. I don't know what are the sources, though. I need some sources for this. But exclusive Sporting Lisbon apparently have been informed of a new proposal from Arsenal, communicated via Hassan Tsetinkaya, his agent, allegedly. 50 plus 15 add-ons plus Fabio Vieira. The offer is under review. Fabio Vieira is open to joining Sporting. Basically, Arsenal apparently would like to sign Gyökeres, offering Fabio Vieira plus 55 million. I'm not gonna lie, that's not the worst deal you can imagine, is it? If that was true. Genuinely, if that was true. I'll just put it that way. All good, just got here to my mother-in-law's, have some downtime before company arrives. I get it. Damn, that money can be good for LB and right. Dude, if we can get a Fabio Vieira plus 50 million, not spend about 80 on Gyökeres, we still save the money. Let's be real. Fabio, another just player. Waste of money. Yeah, 35 million down the drain. Plus, if we sell we are not selling Zinchenko for 30 million. We are not. Let's just make amends with that. In my opinion, he's not. I totally respect that you think that, but for me, he's not. For me, left winger natural is Rodrygo, and Eze is more for 10. Even when you watch Crystal Palace, Eze for me is more dangerous through central positions than from the left. Let's just put it that way. Anyways, let's remove this because we'll see how that goes. Diomande went to Palace, though. He was next big thing, like no mention. Yeah, Diomande apparently is going to Palace, and mostly because Margehi most likely is going to Where is he going to? Madueke is going to Liverpool, allegedly, again. This is all genuinely wishy-washy stuff, nothing concrete as of yet. According to Kappa Watts, we all know what Kappa Watts is all about, right? We all know Kappa Watts. Some preseason games have been announced. Some preseason games for the Emirates Cup have been announced. And here they are. Some games for the preseason cup, and apparently Arsenal are going to play Athletic Bilbao and Villarreal. Not sure whether it's true or not, but let's just see. Let's genuinely just see. Man, we need them actually make some damn money of these players. I'm tired of us selling for free and release. Yeah, I get it, but think about it. Like Fabio Vieira plus 50 million, that's 80 million euros. That's about 72, 73 million pounds. Sounds good to me if we get Gyökeres in return. Because there's a big possibility we are not selling in general Fabio Vieira for more than 30 or 25. There is a big possibility of that as well. You never know. Obviously, with Andrea Berta coming in, there is hopes that we actually could sell some players for some good money. But that, again, that is more hope than actual anything. Let's just put it that way. I mean, that is more copium. Let's just say it as it is. But some news just don't want to go away, do they? Some news genuinely don't want to go away. Fabio Vieira is not a bad player. He's just lightweight in the Premier League, has some good moments. He has had 3 moments I remember him by. Genuinely. That's all about it. That's it. That's all I remember him in Premier League. He's not made for Premier League. In La Liga, Portuguese League, Serie A even, he would be good. Otherwise, no. Big up Rich99. Big up. Hope you're doing well today. Go subscribe to Rich as well. Arsenal fan, everything speaks facts. Arsenal, like, big up to him. Go subscribe. Go show him some love. I cannot speak even. Yeah, we are in the news again. And unfortunately, not the right reasons again. And that is something very, very, very annoying. Let's just put it that way. Nothing good. Nothing genuinely good. Because whether if it's true or not, that's yet to be determined. But ultimately, it's also going to cast a shadow over the club. It's also going to be not good. Let's just say it discreetly. Tax write-offs, actually making money. It's called inverted investing. That's what Arsenal do. Yeah. Buy high, sell low. That's Arsenal transfer business plan. You buy high for 50 and sell low for 20. That's Arsenal's transfer business. And we still, despite that, make money. We end season with profit, despite all that. That's how nuts it is. If we sign the Noni Madueke, I will be as well. I'm not so sure I would want to watch Arsenal if we sign Madueke. And that is the thing. Noni Madueke could be interested in a move to Arsenal after the arrival of Jamie Gittens and João Pedro. The nuts part over this is the fact that Ranieri needs to sign a new deal, and we still haven't gotten it over the line. And if we get Madueke, again, I'm a bit confused regarding Ethan Ranieri. And that, for me, again, spells massive trouble, if you think about it. What's going to happen when Ranieri? For me personally, I would loan out Ranieri maybe for 1 season. RB Leipzig would take him. Borussia Dortmund would take him. Maybe loan him out until Mikel Arteta goes, so he actually gets some development potentially. Hell no, more Chelsea. There is a possibility. And that is really, really, really scary. Let's just put it that way. Most wanted, it's happening. No. Don't. Why are you putting these things into universe? Why are you even speaking these words into existence? You know what they say. Be careful what you wish for. Obviously, nobody wishes for Madueke. That's a bit different, right? But don't say these things. Genuinely, just I'm crashing. Be careful. How many mass do you have to help in the chat? Eros, some streamers who, depending on the situations, are here or not. As you can see, BBK Sports is here right now. Hendon is here as well, if I'm not mistaken. I have about 5 or 6 if I'm not mistaken. I have 5 or 6 mods, and 2 or 3 tend to be here somewhat quite consistently. Let's just put it that way. Big up, subscribe to Rich. Here is the link. Go subscribe to Rich99. 100% go subscribe. Show him some love. Get him to 400 subscribers, right? I think last time I checked, you were on you were on 329 or something like that. You are on 345 at the moment. Go subscribe. Let's get him to 350. Let's get him to 350 right now. Go show him some love and appreciation. No Chelsea leftovers. Facts. No leftovers. I wish we was announcing Rodrygo, Gyökeres, or Eze. Those 3 give at least hope we might be changing. Yeah, exactly. For me, the only worry is Arsenal have never signed 2 massive players in one window, or 3 even. Like 3 that goes without saying, even 2. Because we tend to sign one big one. You know, like Ozil, Sanchez, Aubameyang, Rice, usually. So for me, the biggest worry is if we sign one of them, will the others get signed? That would be an Arsenal first. And I hope that happens. I genuinely hope that happens. Because Rodrygo is what? Let's just say 85. Gyökeres is what? 70. That's 155. Eze is about 60. That's 215. If you add Zubimendi, 265. Norgard, 280. 285 for Kepa. 300 million if you add everything together. That should be very doable for Arsenal. If you include some sales as well, 300 million should be doable for Arsenal. Plus, given the situation that we have no problems with PSR or FFP, we are about, 150 million above the mark we can spend without trouble. That means we can spend 150 with our eyes closed in general. We should be able to get these players over the line, shouldn't we? Here's the link for BBK Sports. Go subscribe. Go. Show him some love as well. Imagine we get Kepa, Madueke, and Kunku. Dude, we might as well call ourselves then, let's just say, Charsenal. Let's move to Emirates Bridge and just go from there. Let's be real. PES settings and all that. He must go to Forest, Leprest, Alanga. On a loan, yeah, he would most likely start there, get some game time, get a custom, and everything would be fantastic. Loan Odegaard, sell Odegaard. How about that? Yo, Adjeri, stop spamming. Genuinely, stop spamming. Arteta wants him, bro. Maresca ready to put Nkunku and Nico Jackson in the trash bag and hand them to us as well. Dude, if we sign 4 Chelsea players in one window, oh my God. Genuinely, oh my God. Imagine Arsenal's window. Kepa, Nkunku, Madueke, and Action Jackson. Imagine that window. Yeah, roll to 400 for Rich. Help him out. Go subscribe. No swap, no Shogun. Yeah, just get him. This could be our worst transfer window to date. And this is the basically Arsenal in a nutshell. Because based on links and everything, this could be best Arsenal window arguably ever. If we sign Gyökeres, Rodrygo, Eze, and players like that. At the same time, if we fumble the bag, it could also be the worst Arsenal window in a very long time. Like that is basically what it is. With Arsenal, there is no in between. Either it's very good or it's just shit. There is one or the other, and that's about it. Arteta stars in dinner at Chelsea. Yeah, 100%. Great. Hope everyone's doing great today. Man, it's time to go to the store, etc. All good. Yeah. I won't be surprised we have another useless. Oh, dude, don't do this. But show the guards, Shadow Realms, and everything. Like Odegaard's on 240. He's a captain. He should be on none of those things. Adjeri is this guy keeps saying. I timed out Adjeri. I genuinely timed out Adjeri. Odegaard. Well, at the moment, yeah. There is still the hope that he next season could actually return for some people, not for me, but I have heard some people say on streams that next season again we could see the best of Odegaard. But I strongly believe we are not gonna see the best of Odegaard until we learn how to beat low blocks. Like mid-low blocks are the biggest issue. And as soon as you double triple team Saka, Odegaard disappears. As soon as you get physical with Odegaard, he disappears. As long as he gets the ball and he takes 55 touches, does ring around the rosy and all this stuff, spins like a fidget spinner, he loses the ball and he gets out-muscled all the time. Like if he could get rid of those things and play quick 1-2s, 1-2 touches pass and everything, we would be much better off. Because if you notice, if as soon as Arsenal start to move ball quickly, instantly danger. As soon as Odegaard starts to take 6-7 touches and sleep on the ball, does his checkbook and everything, bang, Arsenal are done again. All the time. Any updates on Eze? Haven't heard anything today. Arsenal are still linked with Eze. They have made initial contacts, but nothing concrete as of yet. Let's just put it that way. But Arsenal always go left field in the media, never get it right. I reckon random signings coming like Rodgers. To be honest, Rodgers wouldn't be a random signing, and I wouldn't be upset if we got Rodgers. I actually would like to get Rodgers at Arsenal. Best bit of business we can do this window is get rid of major facts. That is the best bit of business. 45 million. Genuinely, don't sign Madueke, get rid of the manager. That would be the best course of action. 100%. Arteta should be sacked if we are runners-up Premier League title race 4 times. I don't think we're even going to be runners-up this season. I can see deadline there for Rashford, Grealish, and some Chelsea deadbeat. To be honest, Rashford, dude, those are nuts. Rodgers, Eze type will add. Yeah, definitely. Rodgers, Eze definitely would be good signings for Arsenal. No shadow of a doubt. Also depends how Arteta uses them. Because again, to some extent, it doesn't goddamn matter who we sign. Unless Mikel Arteta uses them properly to their strengths and helps them to elevate their strengths in his system, it's irrelevant who we sign at the end of the day. Because quite a bit basically depends and rides on the fact, can Mikel Arteta actually coach them properly at the end of the day? That is the biggest thing regarding Arsenal and any players we are linked with, unfortunately. Unfortunately, that is the case. And since we are talking about Madueke, let's talk about this as well. Because this now again is starting to get a bit worrisome. That Ethan Nwaneri is linked with a host of attackers. Contract talks with 18-year-old Ethan are in a delicate stage. Whatever this means, I have no idea. Apparently, Ethan wants to stay. However, there is strong interest from Premier League. There are about 4 or 5 clubs from Premier League that would take him, including Liverpool, Newcastle, and some other teams. And of course, from Europe, like Leipzig, Borussia Dortmund, and teams like that. Which is, I'm not going to lie, quite scary, if you ask me. Because if we sign, for example, Madueke, what does that mean for Ethan? Because if I was in Ethan Nwaneri's shoes, and based on what we did last season, how he got treated, and then Madueke comes in, right? I might as well not sign the new deal and peace the scene. Because based on how this manager treats youth players, never going to get game time. That for me is also a big issue. Arsenal are not finishing second this season. It'd be like it's based on signings. Yeah, true, as they will be isolated on the left, covering Skelly and defending. Yeah, and we don't want that. That is the biggest thing. I don't want that to happen. And that again is on Mikel Arteta, of course. Ethan can go to Palace for him. Give me 40 million for Ethan. I would say 40 million. Let's just say 5 million add-ons and sell-on clause. For me personally, given the Ethan's potential and everything, 100% we should include sell-on clause or buyback clause, one or the other, if not both. Because looking at how Ethan actually, how good he potentially can be and how good he has been, there should be something into it. There should be something added to it. In your hand on heart, do you think we will? I assume you're asking if we're going to win anything next season. And the honest answer is no. I'm just going to put it that way. I'm going to say no. If you mean that, if we're going to win anything, for me, the answer is no, unfortunately, as an Arsenal fan. So we better do this quickly. We better wrap this up quickly before shit hits the fan. If Arsenal sign Madueke as a backup for Bukayo, It's not. It genuinely is not a good deal. I much rather play Ethan Manieri than Noni Madueke. Plus 50 million for Madueke. Are you drunk? 50 million? No chance in hell. Genuinely no chance in hell. 50 million, no chance. Big up, Kwame. Big up. Nope, we'll be all trophyless again. Yeah. One problem we have is predictability in our starting 11 and the style of play. Hope that changes next season with the amount of quality players we get. The thing is, we haven't gotten too many quality players. You can say Zubimendi is quality player, but after that, we haven't gotten too much. We haven't got quality at all, especially in the attack. We have the same old stale attack we had 2.5 years ago. Nothing has changed. The style hasn't changed in year and a half. We played the same way, arguably, and it's very predictable. You already know what's going to happen during games, how it's going to go. And the sad part is you know what 11 is going to go out. And based on the first 5 minutes, how we play, or 10, we already know how the game is going to go. Whether we're going to be good or it's going to be struggle and a half, and it's going to be massive pain to watch Arsenal play. You already know, and that is a big, big issue. No plan B, no plan C, no nothing. No substitutions to change the game, to influence the game or not. Like, there are lots of variables that need to be adjusted or changed overall. And I don't think Arteta, let's be real, Arteta is not big on change. Nope. Yep. We will win EPL, but what a trophy. We might beat Man City again. Maybe. I've already mentally prepared myself for another trophyless season, dude. The season is long, and trust me, there are worse things to prepare for. Just watch. First game against Man United, Arsenal lose 2-0. Just watch. If that happens, just watch the meltdown in the fan base instantly. Just watch. It will be insufferable. You're right. I should have asked. No, you should ask, but I am too pessimistic now. Like, the thing is, if we sign Gyökeres and Rodrygo, you could argue we maybe could win something. At the moment, no chance in hell. If Noni was 20 million, maybe. But he's but 50. Let's go for Chami. Yeah, exactly. 50 million for Madueke, no chance in hell. No chance in hell. 20, I could maybe make a reason why, but I still would make a bigger case to play Ranieri. And the nuts part is, last season, almost whole fan base, including myself, said play Ranieri as a Saka backup, play Ranieri sub Saka off, right? Right now, when we are linked with Madueke and stuff like that, you know what is the nuts part? For example, me, I'm still saying play Ranieri and I don't want Madueke. But there is a big part of Arsenal's fan base who are saying get Madueke and play him as a Saka backup. So where were you from last summer to right this last season to this moment? What has changed that you think that Ranieri now is not good enough to be Saka's backup? What has changed in these few months? What you think now? Will Arsenal buy Rodrygo or Gyökeres? I think we're gonna get Gyökeres. I think. Rodrygo, I don't think. For me personally, there is about 5, or maybe even less % chance that we're gonna get Rodrygo, right? Whether it's gonna happen or not, we will have to wait and see. Genuinely, we will have to wait and see. In other news, Trossard has changed agent. New deal potentially coming. We'll see if he signs or not. We will see whether he signs or not. Time only will tell, of course. Time only will tell. Anyways, Rodrygo news. Arsenal are now ready to make an offer over 90 million euros, according to some reports in Spain. What is it, Portugal? I don't even know. Diarias, I think, is Spain, right? Somos el diario deportivo líder a nivel mundial en español y estamos aquí para contar todo el deporte de Fiñas. Yeah, Spanish. It's Spanish. Yeah. The player has put talks with Arsenal on standby until the tournament ends. So basically, sit and wait. Let's just put it that way. Sit and wait. Now, Marlon, if you are in chat right now, turn off the volume and turn off the screen. Because apparently, according to Team News and Tickets, Michal Rosiak will leave Arsenal. The club tried to keep him and offered him a new contract, but the player has decided to continue his career elsewhere. Another youth prospect who again looked somewhat very promising is going out the door and for free. So yeah, not that far, bro. Looks solid. We need attackers and one more midfielder, I think. Why some Arsenal fans mocking about Rodrygo? He's finished. We don't want Rodrygo. Martinelli Bear. If Arsenal buy Rodrygo, it's gonna be replacement, not upgrade. Why? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. And the worst part kinda is even the fact that Rodrygo is not even a right winger. He is a natural left winger by default. He played there before he joined Real Madrid. He plays right wing predominantly for Real Madrid, mostly because they play Vini on the left. And why Arsenal fans are saying he's not an improvement, he's not there, is beyond me. I genuinely have no idea where they have gone that from. Big up Kwame. Have a nice evening. Are they prepared to let Ethan go because they rate Max Dauman that much higher and may think he has higher ceiling? But so what? Max Dauman is a 10, maybe an 8 if you push him. Right? Ethan Vanieri is a 10 or right wing. Well, Arteta has put him at right wing, but the same thing applies. Like, why can you have multiple Helen Massio prospects to play in the team? Why we have to pick and choose? Why cannot we develop multiple young prospects at the same time? You guys take care now. Please hit the likes and subscribe. Big up Eros. Have a nice evening. Enjoy your time and enjoy Independence Day. Enjoy time with folks and everything. 22 likes, big up, people. If we can get it to 30, big up. Big up, big up, big up, big up. And for July, yeah. Big up YouTube censors, which was stopped him from being able to play on the cloud. It's nuts. It's genuinely nuts. Smash the likes. Big up, big up, big up, big up, people. Because if we sell Gubby when Rodrygo is injured, Trossard is starting in the Champions League, Rodrygo running at you for 60 minutes and have Gubby coming. Yeah, in that regard, I get it. But if we need to sell someone big to sign Rodrygo, Martinelli is the most expendable one, at least the way I see it through Mikel Arteta's eyes. Because he has tried to replace him on multiple occasions already. And he's not going to sell Odegaard or Havertz or Saka or Gabriel or Rice or players like that. So Martinelli, out of all the big players we have, is the obvious option. Let's just put it that way. Martinelli has more GA than Rodrygo, but I think Rodrygo hasn't, in my opinion. And to be honest, some of the best games Rodrygo has had in general at Real Madrid have been at left wing, not actually at right wing. We're going to get news for Ethan leaving next and that due to this manager. Dude, if that happens, the fan base is going to go into insane meltdown, to say the least. The fan base are going to go berserk, to say the least. Genuinely, the fan base are going to go berserk if that is the case, if you ask me. And that is, again, another reason why it is very, very dangerous and scary. And the last piece of news for today, apparently it is clear that Arsenal hierarchy and Arteta apparently have chosen Victor Gyökeres. Berta has traveled to Portuguese capital, to Lisbon, a few times, and negotiations are going well with his agent and Sporting. There's a lot of optimism from the Gunners that the deal can be done soon. That is according to ESPN. Well, you better goddamn hope that the deal is getting done soon, because in 15 days, well, 14 almost, we fly to, well, Singapore. And Arteta wants a striker by July 16th, or 15th even, which is in 10 days almost. So we better get our move on. Let's be real. Knowing how Arsenal drag out certain deals and how long they drag some stuff out, oh my God, this could be another endless saga, if you ask me. Hope Vanieri leaves will be another nail in the coffin. I don't want Vanieri to leave. That is the thing. As much as I want, for example, Arteta go, I don't want Vanieri to leave. That is the big thing. I don't want. But to be honest, I wouldn't blame him if he goes. I genuinely wouldn't blame Ethan Vanieri if he decides to leave. That is the insane part into everything. That is the insane part. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I talked about it in the beginning of the stream, but I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Yeah, I have. Nothing to be excited about. That embarrassing, pathetic, to say the least. We can't announce Zubimendi now with it. That's the thing. Arsenal didn't announce Zubimendi on Thursday because of the passing away of Jota and his brother Andre, right? Arsenal today also postponed the announcement. For what reason, nobody knows. But it kind of makes sense now. That's the problem with how they view Ethan and Max. Best position is number 10. They think I need to let one of them go. There's no room for both. Don't agree. I don't agree as well. I genuinely don't agree. Why you cannot have multiple players in the same position, let them battle it out and everything. Arteta himself, February, March, I think it was said, in few years he sees Ethan Vanieri being a number 9. Being a number 9. How about that? Why not try him on the right wing? Why not try him? Or change the system and the formation so you actually can maybe play multiple players in similar positions. Play 4-2-3-1, although it's kind of the same, but still. You kind of can try multiple things out. You have abilities. You have chances, even in preseason. That is the biggest thing. And Zubimendi's situation, why his contract gone call? He's not. He's just not announced. He didn't get announced on Thursday because of Jota, and today apparently because of yesterday, but I don't believe so. I think it's due to Thomas Partey's situation. Zubimendi should phone and try to cancel the deal. Dude, genuinely feels like Zubimendi is like Tom Hanks in The Terminal. If you have seen Tom Hanks' movie The Terminal, he's genuinely been stuck at the airport and cannot find the keys to get out. Like, seriously, that's what it feels like at the moment. It could sell 90% of the squad, and that mainly just anyway. That is a big thing. He doesn't post it a lot. He used to post it on it. He has some F1 content there and stuff like that. Wish he posted more, though. Wish he posted there more. Lies, Camden, bro. We have Raya, Gabriel, Sliber, Rice, Kelly, Saka, Odegaard, good spine. Yeah, and the rest of them? How about you just name 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? 6 players. I'm not counting Odegaard after the last season and a half. 6 players out of 23. That's 20. You name 25% of the squad, 75% then done, according to you. Eze or Rodrygo want a valid answer also about the price. Eze... $60 plus 5 release clauses, installments potentially. Rodrygo $90 right now on the spot, most likely also in installments. Let's be real. Rodrygo left wing attack. Eze left wing number 10. Odegaard. Rodrygo. He must have been dropped on his. That's 7 out of 7 out of 34. And Gabriel wasn't even signed by Saliba wasn't signed by Mikel Arteta. He was signed by Emery. Don't worry, guys. Bring you boots, shin pads. We're gonna have a long season. We're gonna play on the pitch and everything. We're gonna be the players next season. That's what it feels like. Based on how we are doing business, next thing you'll see, Arteta will be asking Arsenal fans to play instead of him, instead of the players. We also could come to that. Bring your shin pads, your boots, your cleats, your towels, and everything. Like, let's be real. Like that, it could come to that. I joked on Curtis Shaw, think that she kid with him and he goes to see 10 minutes. But you're not getting good rotation players on cheap wages. So Arsenal are the only ones. If you look even at the wage structure for Liverpool, for Man City, and teams like that, they have gradual increase in salary. Big salaries get rewarded because you win, you achieve certain things. Luis Diaz is on what, 50, 60 grand a week? Like Trossard is on 80, Martinelli is on 180. Like, it makes no sense in that regard. Harvey Elliott is on about 45, something like that. Like, you need some gradual structure. You just cannot overpay everyone. How comes Calafiori went from 12 to 120? Kivior went to 2 to 58. Zubimendi went from 50 to 150 and stuff like that. It just doesn't make sense. No Madueke around. No, Madueke definitely not a backup. Mikel Arteta. Mikel music. Yeah, my mistake. Last 2 days have exposed much on the Arsenal fan base. There's a lady. Yeah. No, going on. All complicit because we don't know. Yeah. We got the money. Arsenal got the bag. Everyone has the bag. Do you think City doesn't have the bag? Liverpool don't have the bag. According to Liverpool fans and Liverpool actual reliable and trustworthy sources, the fact is that Klopp didn't even spend. He didn't want to spend. He wanted to have the core squad. They are spending now because they can right now, and Slot wants to, and I mean he wants to improve the squad. Swear it's shame platforms like you and Jez don't have as many subs as Top Gooners. Well, maybe one day. Maybe one day. Sure, we got that cash, but then that's the thing. We have the cash, we don't use it, and even when we have the cash, we don't use it properly. That is the thing. We don't even use it properly. Oh, the war chest, yeah, war chest, war chest. Since what 2000? I'm waiting since 2011, till Arsenal unleash the war chest, as they say. Waiting since 2011. It's been 14 years, still haven't seen it. Yeah, we gonna sign players, but the fact that preseason begins, like the games, in 2 weeks, we fly out to Singapore. The actual season is a bit more than only a month away. That is not good. We should be doing business much quicker. There are no excuses not to do the necessary business and not getting players over the line. No excuses whatsoever. Let's be real. But yeah, knowing especially what we need in the team at the moment, there are no excuses why we are doing business so slow, why we haven't gotten the necessary players over the line. And one other thing is we have signed some squad players, right? Your Kepas, Norgards, and stuff like that. Zubimendi, okay, but he has been signed since January, allegedly, and everything. But overall, we have wasted time. We have wasted doing everything. Yeah, see, preseason training has already begun, and the players are not here, right? The games start in 2 weeks. We fly out. We need players. I don't want our players to join in August when it's too late. Everyone's back. And we basically start the season 2 steps behind everyone else, behind Liverpool and Man City, because they have done already most of their business, while Arsenal have done for starting 11 pretty much nothing, besides Zubimendi, of course. They have done nothing. No striker, no left winger, no nothing. We already start 2 steps behind. And by the time the players are going to be integrated into the team, adjust the league and system and all that crap people want to push out, it's going to be October, November, and we might already be 15, 20 points, well, not 20 maybe, 10 points behind the first place. Like, it can happen in like that. We have a very hard start to the season. I like it, actually, but that also is a big issue. That's also a reason why I'm very worried, and maybe I'm calling out stuff a bit more aggressively than I would in general. But we have a very tough start to the season, and we need to be prepared. And based on so far that we even haven't put in a bid for Gyökeres or Eze or anyone else is a massive worry for me. I have seen this film before, and let's be real, I didn't like the ending last time, and the time before, and the time before. Yeah, he said. So it is what it is. We are playing in. Oh. I think it's Spurs. Arsenal plays Spurs, AC Milan, and somebody else. Let me show you. Arsenal. Come on, load. Arsenal are playing Spurs, AC Milan, Singapore tour, basically. During the days, Arsenal kicking off against AC Milan on Wednesday, 23rd of July, before taking on Newcastle on Sunday, July 27th. We play AC Milan in July 23rd. So in 20 days, in 19 days, we play AC Milan. And in 23 days, well, 22, we play Newcastle. And then we have preseason. Emirates Cup, where apparently, according to Kappa Watts, Charles Watts, we're going to play Athletic Bilbao and Villarreal, allegedly. Of the club, well, like, no, it's not because of that. See, those are excuses. Genuinely, for me, those are excuses. Because Man City started fixing their issues from last summer in January already. Spent 200 million. Given De Bruyne left, they're gonna sell some players. They are buying players now. Club World Cup in this instance for me is irrelevant. Let's be real. We might that's the biggest issue. We might not have Club World Cup. We wouldn't have signed anyone. That for me is the biggest thing, because Arsenal operate like that. Liverpool are not in Club World Cup. They have signed the players they need. They signed Frimpong literally a few days into the window he was signed. Kerkez got announced. Wirtz got announced. They have signed Wirtz faster than we have made any signings. Wirtz got signed faster than Kepa. Like, where does that make sense? And that deal is 30 times bigger than our deals. Those are just excuses that we are slow, that they had this, they had that. We're just not moving like a big club. 25 likes. Big up AJ and big up everyone who has liked and subscribed. Why Arsenal didn't sign Cherki? Cherki wasn't a free agent. 30 million Man City paid. City paid 30 million for Cherki. Rodrygo, a harder deal. Yeah, right. We just don't move like we should be moving. Last time we signed a big player, it took us over a month. It took us a month and a half to sign Calafiori, 3 weeks to sign Merino. Bring club into the... Mikel must be sacked tonight. If only. But yeah, exactly. We move in slow motion. We are genuinely turtles in a rabbit race. That's what we are. And people think, oh, month and a half, long time. Trust me, it's going to go like that. And we might actually again get the short stick of it. Short end of stick of. We will sign Mateta on deadline day. I'm ready for it. To be honest, Mateta actually is not a bad signing. I'd much rather we sign Ivan Toney, who is available and stuff like that. But hey, it's a bit different. It's a new season. Let's get behind the team, guys. No. Until I see the signings, there is nothing. I have no belief at the moment into anything. You could say we have actually the same squad we had last season. Arguably, maybe even worse. Depends if you rate Partey over Zubimendi. Otherwise, it's the same team. Nothing has changed. We got good £73 for Gabriel Martinelli. Just put in. Exactly. If we did that, yeah. The Man City director of football actually said they were not aggressive enough last summer and they made a mistake. That's why they moved like that this summer. Exactly. And in January as well. That's actually the words that Man City director said. That's why they are where they are right now. That's why they have these players. Nobody's moaning. Oh, because 5 years as well, yeah. The squad needs management to back it now. Exactly. I thought Berta gonna cook on a different stew, but it's same shit, different day. Exactly. And ultimately, at the moment, the common predominator in these instances is Mikel Arteta. But yeah, I think on that note, I'm gonna end today's stream. We'll see how everything goes tomorrow. Obviously, tomorrow there is no stream here. I'm gonna be on BBK's channel, BBK Sports. Remember that. I'm gonna post out everything, so we're gonna see and everything how it's gonna go from there. But for today, I am signing out. So before we say goodbyes, go check out my TikTok and go check out my YouTube short. And yeah, but for today, as I said, I am out. So like the stream if you haven't already. Subscribe if you are new around here. Have a nice evening. Have a nice great day tomorrow. Enjoy your time. Go enjoy Club World Cup because I definitely gonna watch it right now. I'm gonna watch also tomorrow's games and everything. So big up everyone who has joined. Big up, big up, big up, big up Most Wanted. Big up, enjoy the night, you too, and everything. Big up, people. Big up. Raise your standards. We are a big club. Why we are acting like a championship side or mid-table team, I have no idea, but I guess it is what it is for some people at least. But yeah, for today, I am out. Take care and see you very, very soon. Peace.